Roy Rogers' wife dies of heart failure 3 years after he revealed his secret guilty. Roy Rogers was born Leonard Franklin Sly on November 5, 1911, in Cincinnati, Ohio, was one of the most beloved and influential figures in American entertainment, earning the nickname, King of the Cowboys. His rise from humble beginnings to becoming a household name is a testament to his talent, charisma, and dedication to his craft. Rogers is remembered not only for his iconic roles in Western films and television shows but also for the profound impact he had on popular culture, music, and the portrayal of the American cowboy hero. His legacy lives on through his contributions to the entertainment industry and the lasting influence he has on generations of fans. Roy Rogers' early life was far from glamorous. Born into a family of modest means, his parents, Andrew and Mattie Sly, were farmers who struggled to make ends meet. Rogers spent much of his childhood in a rural setting, where he developed a deep love for nature and animals, particularly horses. His family moved frequently in search of better opportunities, and by the time Rogers was a teenager, they had settled in California. Despite the hardships, the Sly family shared a love of music, often singing together to pass the time. This early exposure to music would prove pivotal in shaping Rogers' future career as both a singer and an entertainer. Rogers' first foray into the entertainment world was not as a cowboy actor but as a musician. In the 1930s, he joined various country and western bands, including the Sons of the Pioneers, a group that gained considerable fame for their harmonies and catchy tunes. Rogers' smooth voice and musical talent helped propel the band to stardom. Songs like "Cool Water" and "Tumbling Tumbleweeds" became hits, and Rogers quickly became a standout member of the group. His work with the Sons of the Pioneers not only boosted his profile but also cemented his status as a rising star in the world of Western music. However, it was his transition to acting that truly catapulted him to fame. In 1938, Rogers made the leap from music to the silver screen, signing a contract with Republic Pictures. His first starring role came in the film Under Western Stars, a production that established him as a leading man in the Western genre. The film was an immediate success, and Rogers' wholesome, heroic persona resonated deeply with audiences. Over the next 2 decades, Rogers starred in nearly 100 films, often playing the archetypal cowboy hero who stood for justice, fairness, and kindness. His rugged good looks, gentle demeanor, and exceptional horsemanship endeared him to millions, making him one of the top box office draws of the time. Rogers' popularity was further enhanced by his faithful steed, Trigger, a golden Palomino horse who became almost as famous as his rider. Dubbed the smartest horse in the movies, Trigger performed an array of tricks and stunts that delighted audiences, and their partnership became one of the most iconic duos in Hollywood history. Trigger's loyalty and intelligence mirrored the virtues that Rogers portrayed on screen, reinforcing the cowboy's role as a moral and virtuous hero. In many ways, Roy Rogers and Trigger epitomized the idealized vision of the Old West, where good always triumphed over evil. As television became a dominant medium in the 1950s, Roy Rogers successfully transitioned from film to TV with The Roy Rogers Show, which aired from 1951 to 1957. The show featured Rogers, his wife Dale Evans, and their trusty sidekick, Pat Brady, as they fought crime and solved problems in the fictional town of Mineral City. Rogers' wholesome, family-friendly image made the show incredibly popular, and it became a staple of American television. Children across the country idolized Roy Rogers, and his signature cowboy hat, fringed shirts, and silver-plated revolvers became symbols of his character. The show's theme song, Happy Trails, co-written by Dale Evans, became synonymous with Rogers and was often used as a farewell anthem. The phrase Happy Trails itself has become a part of American vernacular, symbolizing well wishes and safe journeys. Rogers' portrayal of the cowboy hero extended far beyond his on-screen performances, as he became a role model for children and adults alike, promoting values of integrity, bravery, and respect for others. Off-screen, Roy Rogers was a devoted family man. He married his longtime co-star Dale Evans in 1947, and the two remained inseparable both professionally and personally. Together, they raised a large family, which included several adopted children. Rogers and Evans faced personal tragedy when their young daughter Robin Elizabeth passed away from complications related to Down syndrome. Rather than retreating from public life, Rogers and Evans became advocates for children with disabilities, raising awareness and promoting acceptance. Their resilience in the face of loss further endeared them to fans, solidifying their image as kind-hearted and compassionate figures. In addition to his work as an entertainer, Roy Rogers was a passionate humanitarian. He supported numerous charitable causes, particularly those related to children. In 1950, he and Evans established the Roy Rogers Dale Evans Museum in Apple Valley, California, which housed memorabilia from their careers and celebrated their contribution to American entertainment. The museum became a popular destination for fans and symbolized Rogers' enduring legacy. Roy Rogers, the legendary singing cowboy and beloved Western film star, passed away on July 6, 1998, in Apple Valley, California, due to congestive heart failure. His death marked the end of an era, as Rogers had been a symbol of American frontier values for decades. His passing was mourned by countless fans worldwide, but it was especially heartbreaking for his wife, Dale Evans. 3 years after Roy's death, Dale herself succumbed to congestive heart failure on February 7, 2001, at the age of 88. She was laid to rest beside her husband at Sunset Hills Memorial Park in Apple Valley, a fitting final resting place for two of Hollywood's most iconic figures, who had shared a remarkable life and career together. In the years leading up to his death, Roy Rogers had hidden a personal burden: his deteriorating health. He struggled with guilt over not being able to share the full extent of his illness with those closest to him, including his wife. Rogers had always been a strong and stoic figure, a cowboy hero both on and off the screen. But the weight of his secret began to eat away at him, particularly as he became more physically limited by his illness. His busy career had often taken him away from his loved ones, and now, as he battled his health issues, he regretted the time he couldn't spend with them. He longed to be more present for his family, but his work as an entertainer and his image as a resilient cowboy made him feel obligated to keep pushing forward. According to his second wife, Dale Evans, Roy Rogers' emotional state became increasingly strained as he faced the reality of his declining health. The pressure to maintain his public persona, while dealing with the guilt of not being fully transparent with his family, was immense. Dale often spoke of how much it weighed on him, especially as he regretted the sacrifices his family had made for his career. Rogers felt that he had not been able to provide them with enough emotional support or quality time, a fact that became harder to bear as he approached the end of his life. This guilt was compounded by the physical challenges of his illness, which limited his ability to engage in the activities he had once loved. Dale Evans, who had been married to Roy for over 50 years, faced her struggles as her husband's health declined. She had been a strong partner throughout their marriage, both in their personal life and in their professional ventures. But the last 3 years of Roy's life were particularly difficult for her. Watching him suffer from congestive heart failure, knowing that he carried the burden of guilt and regret, weighed heavily on her. She began to experience a decline in her health during this period, perhaps due to the stress and emotional toll of watching her husband struggle. In addition to Roy's illness, Dale had already endured many personal losses throughout her life, including the death of children, which left deep emotional scars. Losing Roy, her lifelong partner and soulmate, was perhaps the most devastating blow. After his death, Dale faced 3 years of loneliness and declining health, with the sorrow of losing not just a husband, but her best friend and confidant. Despite the deep sadness she carried, Dale continued to uphold the legacy of their partnership, drawing strength from her faith and the shared memories of their extraordinary life together. Her passing in 2001 marked the end of a legendary duo, but their legacy as Western icons and loving partners endures to this day. Roy Rogers' influence on American culture cannot be overstated. As one of the most recognizable and beloved stars of his era, he helped shape the image of the cowboy hero in popular media. His films and television shows brought joy to millions and set a standard for family entertainment. The values that Rogers embodied, honesty, courage, and kindness, continue to resonate with audiences, making him a timeless figure in the history of Western entertainment. Even after his passing on July 6, 1998, Rogers' legacy has endured through reruns of his films and television shows, as well as tributes in popular culture. His impact on the genre of westerns remains profound, and he is often cited as one of the greatest cowboy stars in Hollywood history. His trademark, Happy Trails, has become an enduring symbol of his positive influence, and his work as a humanitarian is remembered as a testament to his character off-screen. Roy Rogers was more than just a movie star. He was a symbol of American ideals, a role model, and a beloved cultural icon. His contributions to music, film, and television left an indelible mark on the entertainment industry, while his humanitarian efforts demonstrated his deep compassion and generosity. The King of the Cowboys may have ridden off into the sunset, but his legacy of happy trails and heartfelt values lives on in the hearts of fans and admirers worldwide.